The March update has finally arrived for Destiny 2, and one of the most anticipated features in this update was the addition of Nightfall exclusive rewards. Very rare loot that was meant to spice up the PvE endgame. After hours and hours of grinding, my group finally acquired it, so we're going to take a look at this brand new weapon, showcase what it's all about, and also have a little bit of a guide to help you guys get your own. And so, let's get started. What is up, guys? Rick Kakis here, and the grind for these Nightfall exclusive rewards is no joke, let me tell you, or my group just got incredibly unlucky. So, these Nightfall rewards, again added with the March update, there's one unique reward for each of the different Nightfalls. Currently, the first week the March update went live, the Nightfall is the Pyramidion. So the reward we're going to talk about today will be available every time the Pyramidion strike is the Nightfall. Now, it is a weapon that we're going to talk about today. However, some of the Nightfalls have exotic sparrows, some have exotic ghosts, and others do have weapons. We'll talk about the full mix in a different video. But today we're focusing on the Silicon Neuroma sniper rifle. Now, if you take a look at the stats, you'll see that this sniper rifle belongs to the highest damaging archetype, and its intrinsic perk, Aggressive Frame, does reflect that. Now, after that, we have 3 different ballistic choices, so this sniper does have a built-in sight. Somewhat similar to a raid sniper rifle. So you have 3 different ballistic choices, followed by flared magwell, which will increase the reload, and accurized rounds, which will increase the range. Not necessary on especially this archetype of sniper. Then we have snapshot sights, undoubtedly a very powerful sniper rifle perk. And then we have opening shot, which is going to increase the range and accuracy of your opening attack. Basically the most useless perk I've ever seen on a sniper. You don't need to use opening shot. I have had no issues with the accuracy of this sniper rifle. So you have 2 pretty useless perks, but you are still able to run with flared magwell, increases the reload, and again, that's pretty good overall, and snapshot sights, very, very good. You'll also be happy to know that when we switch over to the gameplay here, the sight for this kind of unique sniper is a short zoom sight. So, short zoom sight, you've got faster reloads, and you've got snapshot sights. That is pretty much the ingredients you're looking for a powerful PvP sniper rifle. You will be able to kill pretty much everything with the headshot because of its high damage, but you will be giving up more rounds in a magazine. You still have to get a headshot kill, you can't just get a normal body shot kill with this archetype, and you only have 3 rounds in a magazine. Keep that in mind. Now remember that snipers with this update also got a pretty significant PvE damage increase. On yellow bar enemies, you're doing 20% more damage, and on red bar enemies, you're doing 40% more damage. Now definitely on the red bars, you can tell this right away. Pretty much every single red bar enemy I shot with this sniper, even a body shot, killed them instantly. In terms of yellow bars and other things, yeah, it's doing a decent amount of damage. It is undoubtedly a fun sniper to use. You'll see me kind of running around quick scoping every once in a while and stuff like that. It is a snappy, fun sniper rifle. In terms of pure effectiveness, however, I cannot say that this would be more effective in a PvE environment than something like a rocket launcher with cluster bombs. I think that's still definitely the superior weapon. But by all means, you can certainly mix things up. And you do have more abundance in sniper rifle ammo. You get like 17 rounds in total, and a couple of shots can take out normally a yellow health enemy. So if you're landing your shots, it is relatively ammo efficient. So that's kind of this weapon in a nutshell. It's a high damaging, snappy sniper rifle. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's going to rise to the very top of the heap either. But let's go on to the guide. You want one of these yourself? Well, what do you have to do? Now, this sniper rifle can drop no matter what difficulty or what score you get within the Nightfall. once you beat a Nightfall, you have a chance to get out of the end chest. This is something that I was actually not expecting. I thought the enemy himself, the boss, would drop one. No, you actually get this out of the end chest. So if you're planning on farming the boss, like killing the boss, dying, or committing suicide so that you respawn, you can kill the boss again, that won't work. But although you can get this sniper from any difficulty, the higher the difficulty and the higher your score within the Nightfall, Bungie has stated that you have a better chance to get this sniper. Therefore, if you can run prestige difficulty, that's what you want to do. Now for us, and specifically for the Pyramidion, we found that the sweet spot was a difficulty modifier of around 8 or 9. This was letting us get consistently above 80,000 every single run, and that's actually the highest tier for unlocking the random emblem modifiers. So that would probably be a pretty high score and give you a pretty decent chance to get this weapon. You can certainly run a higher modifier, but when you're running around 8 or 9 and you're 335 or 334, you won't be one-shot killed by the boss's sniper rifle. That is a very important thing to remember. In addition, you're probably not likely to get this the first time, so you're trying to balance high scores with being able to do this Nightfall quickly, and therefore again, a super high modifier maybe isn't the best approach. Now in terms of other modifiers, I would highly recommend Arc Burn, because basically nothing in this whole strike does arc damage to you. Honestly, everything does solar or void. So we were running 2 Striker Titans, which are getting a huge benefit because with the March update, your grenades now can charge up to 2 times faster. So Striker Titan with 2 pulse grenades, your output is pretty significant. But we are also running 1 Night Stalker Hunter with Orpheus Rigs to generate a ton of orbs to get more points, but also so that the strikers had their super up pretty much all the time. And you'll see that in the background gameplay. We're using our supers quite a bit, and that is very important. Running triple striker, yeah, your damage output may be a little bit higher, but you may not be able to utilize your super as much. With that being said, Arc Strider and Stormcaller are going to be very effective as well, but I would still recommend 2 Arc subclasses and 1 Night Stalker with Orpheus Rigs for that orb production. Now in terms of your loadout, this is what I was using. The Prosecutor Scout Rifle, then a Uriel's Gift, and then finally the Sins of the Past. I would recommend using something long range, a Scout Rifle. Scout Rifle's actually got a buff with this update, then something a little bit closer range. You're going to need to be able to have a weapon that can deal with close range enemies, but there's also a lot of encounters, especially in the boss fight, that you need something like a Scout Rifle to engage enemies across the map. There is some flex to these slots, but I would highly recommend running a rocket launcher. There is so many occasions within the Nightfall that enemies group up and a single Sins of the Past, Arc obviously, shot is going to get a multi-kill pretty much every time. Now as for the actual Nightfall, I don't have too many specific tips other than seriously don't play too aggressive. There's a lot of enemies that melt you very, very quickly. If you have 2 Striker Titans, send one in to do a bunch of damage, then the other one waits back. Doing both at the same time, doing their smash, they can get in danger pretty quickly, and if they both die, then suddenly your team is really scrambling and hoping to survive. So again, playing a little bit more cautiously is something that will certainly help most teams out there. It's also very important to communicate with your team, especially communicate before you use supers. Say, alright, I'm gonna slam here, and then use your slam. If you use your super and don't tell anyone, there's a huge chance your teammate will also be utilizing his super. I mean, he's seeing the same group of enemies you're seeing. And that is just a waste of super potential. You don't need 2 supers to take down a group of enemies. 1 will suffice. So really communicate that super usage, because a wasted super is a lot of wasted points. Moving on, I do have a pretty significant tip for the boss fight. So, firstly, when the boss first walks out, wait until you see his health bar just appear, and it'll appear and start regenerating. As soon as you see that health bar appear, throw grenades, shoot rockets, do whatever. You're gonna have a couple of seconds to damage him. Usually I'm able to get 1 pulse grenade and a rocket in, and if you can take down his health significantly at this beginning portion, well, you don't have to take it down as much in the end portion. In addition, once you take down the 2 portals, you will actually have more time than you expect to DPS the boss. So shooting rockets, throwing grenades again is not a bad idea. It's not as much time to use a super per se, but it is a pretty decent amount of time to get some damage in. By the way, if you do have a Titan, a tower barricade is incredible here. It's going to block all of the boss's sniper shots, going to let you capture portals, revive teammates, survive. Very, very good. Now, after you've done all of the portals and damaged the boss, he's going to teleport back to where he started and start moving around the map. Here's where the big tip comes in. A lot of people get way too aggressive. You actually just want to whittle the boss's health down to just below the last third. Because when his head pops off, which happens when he is just below 1/3, then he's going to start shooting his rifle way more aggressively and adds are going to spawn. So you want to get his health to just around the last third and deal with the adds. Kill the few waves of adds, and then you're going to construct a scenario where he's on his last third of health, he's not transformed into a super aggressive stage, and there's no adds that spawn. So again, get it down to 1/3, kill the adds first, wait around, there's no adds spawning, then with your supers up and you have rocket launcher ammo, move in all at once and take down the boss's last third chunk of health. More adds are going to spawn when you do this, but you know, with 2 supers and rockets and grenades, you should be able to take down that last third no problem, and you can ignore those adds. That is definitely the most efficient way to do that. If you go in too aggressively and he's running around super aggressive, shooting a sniper super often, and you have adds to deal with, that's often where your team is going to lose. So you want to try to avoid that scenario. And guys, that's really all there is to it. And I hope you enjoyed this video, found it informative, found it useful. If you did, please remember to help me out by rating and especially sharing this video. Now, speaking of helping me out, if you want to support the channel, check out the official merch linked in the description down below. And guys, if you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.